So whenever we create a new project, it automatically add this 127 records with the project ID into the timelines table. What all we need here? We need a project ID, phase ID, stage ID. Project type will remain same, but still we need that. Then milestone ID. Then of course we'll have a one start date. Based on that, we have to calculate rest of the dates as well as planned end dates. And actual and adjusted start dates will be empty. And we need to fill up project subtype and project status. And one day milestone bypass will be empty. And individual milestones. This we can leave empty. Later on, user can adjust accordingly, because different projects may have different managers and different responsible persons for that. So all this we will be needing here whenever we add a project. We'll keep it open, we may need it. So so here whenever user after new, if they save, so we have to add this code in the save. And this is in the dashboard. I believe we need master data. CMD save. After it updates, here we'll check if add edit click is 1. That means add new. Then we'll call a new procedure, add to timelines or add timelines. And here we'll write that procedure add timelines. So we did not close the database yet, so we have to take this in the bottom. Add edit click is equal to 1, then call timelines, and we'll be needing the project ID. Txt column id dot value holds the project ID. Okay, so for that, first open the connection. But we need a different table here, so we can't open the connection. Just we have to set it again. These 2 lines of codes we need to execute. and here instead of a master table we need to open the timelines table. Timelines. Okay, and we don't need to check record set whether rows are there, so directly we'll record set dot add new. Then we need to take each fields is equal to something. We'll need the table uh, timelines table. Unique ID is auto number, so don't worry about it. We need project ID. We'll pass the values later. Actually we have to go through this mapping table. We have to go through this mapping table. We have to all these columns to the timelines table with the project ID. So we need to change the table. And this we are adding to it, but we have to loop in to get the values. Oh. And also we need this one too. Private sub get milestone mapping, and we need a different connection here. We cannot use one connection for two tables. We need a different connection here. And we have to change the name as database mapping record set mapping, otherwise it may raise an error. And this one should be from milestone mapping. If rs mapping dot record count is greater than 0, then rs map dot move last, then we need one variable which holds the record count as integer, or maybe byte will be 1, so we can take byte. So here record count is equal to rs map dot record count, then we'll loop into all the records for I is equal to 1 to record count. Next, in loop we'll get all the fields this table is holding. For that, rs map dot fields of and we'll take all this into variables so that we can pass the variables here. How many are there? We need milestone ID 1, then two, 3, 4, 5. Dim milestone ID, comma, face ID, comma, stage ID, and as byte. Milestone ID, face ID, stage ID. Then independent and 1 day is a different data type. In 1 day, comma, independent as this data type holds true or false, yes, no. It holds only true or false. So we'll get milestone ID is equal to we'll set the field names here. Face ID is equal to, then stage ID is equal to, then we have 1 day, then independent, okay, so what is the ID here? Milestone ID, and then we have face ID, then we have stage ID, then one day in face ID, one day, then independent. Okay, then here we'll call, after getting the information, we'll call add timelines, and here we pass the values. by val by val. Now, if we don't mention also it works, right? But as byte, then comma, we have one day, comma, independent as so here first thing is milestone ID, then second is face ID, then stage ID, then one day, comma, independent. Okay, this will call from here. First execute this. This will loop into all the records one by one, and here we should keep on adding into the timelines with the project ID. Here we are using the timelines table. Uh, where is the project ID? It is in uh, column ID or txt column ID. Txt column ID dot value. This holds the project ID. Okay, txt column ID holds the project ID. We need this from the form. Then face ID. Then rs dot. Either we can use this way or we can use this way. Whichever you are convenient, you can use that way. Fields of face ID is equal to PID Then stage ID is equal to SID. Then milestone ID, okay, it's only milestone. Okay. Tone is equal to MID. Now we have this one. We need project type. Then project type, here we have project type as we have project subtype and project status, and project type is directly new, project type is R&D. So we'll use the string here, R and D. Then what is the next column? Milestone already we took. Planned start date. We need to set planned start date and end date, and we need to calculate these dates. rs dot fields of planned start date p date. We'll calculate this p date in a different procedure. P date and end date both. Planned end date. Date. Okay. And what fields we need? Adjusted, we don't need these dates. We need project subtype ID. Project subtype, new product, new formula, enhance. So project subtype ID is 101. That project subtype ID. What else we need? Project status. Project status rs dot fields of project status is equal to, it is active, right? Or project status active is 101. we need one day and individual. Bypass will be blank. One day. rs dot fields of is equal to one day. One day we are passing the value here from here. Then what else left is individual milestone. Independent value is coming from here, independent. Okay, all this we have set. The only thing we need is we need to calculate the planned start date and planned end date.
Irfan, why have we taken the project subtype and project status as 101?
Every project, when we create a new project, it will have let me show you here, active. Every project when we are creating, that is a active project. Most of the time it is a active project. And subtype, we took new product. It's a user can change it. For an example,
Okay,
I'm taking the
I thought
product.
all the project subtypes and all the project substatus are associated with each and every project. I mean, for each project, all the three subtypes will be used and all the three
Yeah.
status will be.
And we'll add some more columns to the form, and actually we'll take the input from the user, what subtype they want, whether the project is a proposed project or a active project.
Okay.
We'll add a few text boxes on the form and we'll accept that values. So now we have most of the columns. And here we are looping. Then finally we have to close this record set and also this record set. This is timelines and this is milestone mapping, and we need to calculate the planned start date and planned end date, and we need to create the variables. So even the initial start date will accept as an input. So we'll go back to the form and we'll take few more text boxes so that they can enter those values. I need more place here. So what all we want is project type, project subtype, and project status, and planned start date. Actually, we'll move this up so that we know what to do. We need 3 fields, and all 3 can be types is R&D. This we don't have to change. Project subtype and project status both are required, and planned start date. So total 3 fields we required. Project subtype, project status, project start date. Then for project subtype we need a combo box, and we'll get these values from project subtype, and we need project subtype ID and project subtype, not a unique ID, and we'll sort with the project ID. Okay. Formula enhance. Okay. Then we need one more for project status. Project status. Then we need this too, but we don't need this project status ID sort, and then we need a text box for entering the date. Let us try this. Okay. Okay. Our date picker is not coming here. So anyway, we need to name all this CMB project sub type. CMB project status, and txt planned start date. And also this text box we need a date picker. So select a date. Short date is okay. Now it's coming. Okay. And initially when this form we are using for 6 tables, so this should be visible only when we open a project table with this form. So we have to keep all of them visible false, and we'll make them true in the form load after a condition is checked. So for that we need to go to form load. It's in form load. If me dot caption is equal to projects, what we are passing from here, projects, then we need to make all of them visible. So even we have to name this box project type, box project type dot visible is equal to true, and we have txt start date dot visible is equal to true, cmb project status dot visible is equal to true. Then one more is this cmb project subtype dot visible is equal to true, and we have 3 labels. We have 3 labels: LBL, project subtype LBL project status and LBL project start date. LBL subtype dot visible equal to true. LBL project status dot visible is equal to true, and LBL project start date dot visible is equal to true. This is if me dot caption is equal to projects. Otherwise, all this should be false. And if should end with and if. So let us try this part. We'll open faces. So those are not visible, those labels. Let us open projects. No, this is visible. Good. Stages not visible. Okay. So this part is over. Now user will be entering data from here. We need to capture this data. What happened? Oh, this text box is locked. So here one more thing we should add. Start date dot log is equal to false. Dot logged is equal to true. This is not visible, so we don't care. Okay. Now we can capture this information.
You want some chance to leave, right? Right? I'm going to take it on a sauce. I want you to pick up the headphones. It can even be like
Okay, we were here,
what?
and here we need those values.
I need a Filipino for you. Okay?
So this will replace with CMB
Okay? Okay.
project subtype dot value,
I don't know what you want.
and this will be
Okay?
CMB project status dot value. Just to make sure these are bounded to column 1, which is visible false. Let us check once again. Okay. Okay. Please start date. We need to calculate the start date, but time is running out. Private sub actually function p start date as date. Then we'll declare one variable for start date as date. Start date is equal to txt project start date dot value. So this is the initial one. This is initial. So we'll declare this I here. IS byte, so that we can check if it is first time or more than once. Here, if I is equal to 1, then only start date is this. Else start date is equal to project end date. End. Then project end date as date. And other things we need is we need to calculate, we need to add the dates depending on the requirement. So again we override this start date is equal to date add function. Interval is D for date, days. Then we don't know how many days we want to add, number of days. Then we want to add to the project end date. Project end date. But we don't know what is node, number of days. Number of days we need to get from table mapping. That column is duration. So here we can fetch one more column, NOD, for fields of duration, and this node will declare up so that it is available wherever we want.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
It's already 10. Shall we stop here and we'll continue tomorrow, because it's not going to finish anyway. In not even in half an hour, it may take more than an hour. So tomorrow I think we should be able to complete this.
Yeah, no problem.
Any questions?
Not now, maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Good night. Husna, you can call me back or I'll call you.
Okay.